Alright, welcome back to part 16 of Blastoise by LEGO Pokemon. This is set number 72153. Contains 6,838 pieces, retails for $649.99, and set was provided by the LEGO Group for review. Thank you, LEGO. And yeah, well, that's what we've been working on the last few installments, and well, that's what we've done so far. And it doesn't look like anything like Blastoise, but we're getting there. And so far the build's pretty good. We're at a firm 7, but if the build quality continues to deteriorate, I have to drop it down. So that's where we're at with the score. So it's basically just, the set is just oversized. My build experience is pretty good. Build quality, you know, for a large set, you know, there's going to be some pieces that are going to flake off. So usually it's just the stuff on the stands. Remember when we did the Venusaur with his jaw and stuff. So, but mostly this stuff here is built very strong. It's very strong indeed. Well, today is your lucky day because we are going to be putting limbs on him, and which will cover in bags 43, 44, and 45, I believe. And I decided I'm going to group them up like that. It'd just be easier. I don't want to split limbs up. And then the second part is going to be, or build, let's say installment 17 is going to be just maybe the neck and probably part of the shell. I don't know. Then 48 and 49 is going to be the other half of the shell, then the head. I don't want to make these 2-hour installments because it does take a lot out of me. So in this installment, we're going to cover bags 43, 44, and 45. We'll see where we're going to go with that. All right, disclaimer. Content in these videos is of my and my words alone. These are not to be construed or considered as professional product reviews, how-tos, or tutorials. Everything here is pretty much my own work. So if I make a mistake or something like that, I did that. LEGO didn't make me do that. So yeah. In addition, these are just for entertainment purposes. It's not my job. This is just something I do for fun, you know, something, you know, that gets me away from the screen, social media, all that stuff. This part of the builds I like doing. So this is the enjoying part. It's the editing I don't want to do, so that's the work part. But other than that, though, it's not too bad. Okay, well, let's begin with bag 43. Let's build it. And yeah, so far the build has been keeping my interest. I wanted to get back into this. And pretty much, it's a very enjoyable build. It's just large. It's just a large set. But LEGO's been sneaking a lot of these bright colors in here, which makes the build not so boring. So I have to give them props. So if you're looking for a really good build experience, this one is it. It gets you thinking. There's some complicated stuff to put together, but it's not all that bad if you're like me and you're breaking this down. I had somebody say, why don't I just make these installments 2 hours long? Well, that's what the playlist is for. And yeah, so let's move all this here because we are going to be focusing back here today. But I've been, for the most part, been pretty satisfied with the set. There has been some scuffed parts and things like that. It's got 3 brick separators. All right, I have never seen one of those in person. It's like a corner slope. Okay, I've never seen that in person. Somebody did ask me, where do I find all the cool parts? You know, sets like this, just by building sets. Now we got to make 2 of these. So if you're saying, Jay, I need to find pieces for something, always look through existing sets and see if there's something you need or how it's applied. Don't roll off. Yeah, so got back from vacation late Sunday, so me and my girlfriend actually went on that little excursion, and it was nice. Hardly anybody at the campsite. We didn't bring the shower to test it out. We were talking about it. I said I really don't want to have to load it up, so we just hurried up, loaded up the pickup, and just left. So that was even better. So we got away from the grind of work and stuff. And pretty much that's what we did. It was nice, but now I'm back to work as usual. So that's something that we did. We just kind of relaxed and enjoyed ourselves and didn't do much of anything. In fact, we even brought an iPad with movies, but well, we didn't watch a whole lot. We didn't watch anything, actually, because we were just too beat. But it got us out of the house, away from computers, ringing phones, barking dogs, screaming children, all that stuff. We got away from it all. And we were kind of worried going to this place because we didn't want to be camped next to somebody with the barking dog, you know. But it was a very relaxful trip. We camped by a creek and we got to hear the water at night, and it wasn't too terribly bad. All right, and you know, that kind of thing. It was just something to relax. And then today, on my lunch break, and today is the 19th of May 2026. Took my mom out for a nice lunch today, which is really cool. Because I guess these stick out like that. Make sure you pinch them like right here. So we went out for Mexican food. I'm not a fan of Mexican food, but you know, it was her Mother's Day thing. So we kind of did it a little late because that's when she wanted to do it. So we're like, okay. So we did that, which is really cool. And yeah, pretty much that's what it is. And now I'm getting the, for work, I'm getting the summer crowd and getting some fresh interns, some fresh meat. So you know how fun that's going to be. So yeah, I've been really busy. In addition to that, to Lego tutorials and stuff, I've been working on a new vehicle. It was an existing plan I had a while back, but I thought, well, let me see if I can clean it up. And of course, by the time I get to it with the newer parts, it's actually a new build. So that's what I've been working on for tutorials. Also, if you notice, there's usually gaps in the filming in here. If you've noticed that, that's because if you see gaps, like, okay, I've seen this set review, why is there a review here instead of a build? Because I've been filming a bunch of sets. There's sets that have been slowly trickling here, which is fine. And Lego pretty much told us, ambassadors, that we are not under pressure to film this stuff and get it done by a certain due date. They're worrying about our health. So I guess somebody was getting stressed out. They just film it and get them done when we get them done. So that's what I'm doing. And so I've just been taking my time filming sets. So that's the top of that there. And, you know, not too terribly bad. Okay, now it looks like we're focusing our attention here. So I got some tutorials that I want to share. It's just, I just have to get the time to do them. Matter of fact, I have nothing right now in terms of stuff that's ready. I have a bunch of concepts, but I'm working on a few prototypes. One of them I think you guys and gals are going to enjoy. But right now it's just a concept. I have like 5 different ways that I can build it. So I'm trying to find a way to build this project that's cheap on your budget and it would be fun to build at the same time. So I'm just trying to balance it out because parts are getting expensive, and you know, like I said, I'm trying to make these as cost efficient as possible. So that is pretty much what I've been doing. And I've been watching a little bit more anime. You know, I'm getting hooked to it, and I've been thinking about buying my very first comic book or manga. I just want to know if they actually cover more into the readings than they would in the videos. Usually they cover more in the readings. So I've been toying around with the idea of getting a manga for one of these cartoons that I've been watching. So I thought, yeah, I'm not much into reading, but it's a comic book, right? It's a visual novel. I think it wouldn't be like I'm going to sit there and have to read a textbook. Somebody asked, why do I dislike reading so much? Just college. College made it boring. And you know how that goes. Well, we got that there. So yeah, college ruined it. But now I can read for pleasure now. And these go right onto there. Oh, I got to be careful with the cannons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it right there and just give this a really good push. Just push that right in there like this one here. I'm just going to kind of rotate it. I'm going to grab it and just kind of push it in there. So it's like that. So those are like the bottom things for the feet to rest on. So I'm going to say these are the front pads and stuff. Not too bad. Okay, now we're going to focus our attention on the front limbs. And I think these are mirrored here at this point. So I think what I might be inclined to do is to just build them in mirrors. You don't have to do this. I'm doing it just to keep the videos rather on the short side. So the one built on the left is usually the one I'm copying from the book. And the one on the right hand side is its mirror. Look at all the dark azure. Ooh, wow. But yeah, I've just been busy getting things done. Trying to, get some tutorials done. Like, I have 11 more left to film, or I should say projects. I got a vehicle that's coming up and I'm working on. So I'm hoping to get that going here so my viewers will have something. It's my YouTube memberships that's going to be cheated out, so I'm trying not to do that. Patreon, I have about 10 or so years of inventory that I can upload there. It just depends. And it's all about, getting enough time. If I was a rich, filthy billionaire, I could just take time off and do this full time. And somebody did complain about it. Why don't I get these done in a hurry? Because I'm not a rich, filthy billionaire. I can't do that. I have to work. So, unfortunately, yeah, I have to do the boring stuff. So that's just work. And my voice is trying to crack, so may have to stop here, clear my throat. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. It's getting really bad. Okay, that's much better. But I can't just do this stuff 24/7, as much as I'd like to build stuff. Now, I don't consider these as jobs. This is the fun part, is actually building stuff. Even if it's a set I don't want to build, it's something that I can do and just relax. And, it's the editing part that I hate doing. I just don't like doing editing with a passion. So that's the work part. The fun part is sitting here and actually talking to you and building along. But you gotta have your vegetables, right? You do. So, yeah, but it was a very relaxing weekend. Now I'm back to doing everything. My sprinklers are working good. Everything's working good. Life is good. And that's what we just built. Okay. Okay, so then these, the ball joints. Okay, so, well, the studs go on the top, so this just goes here. I'm just going to put my finger right here and just push that in. Same thing over here. Okay, so now I got my joints done there. Not too bad. Okay, so it looks like now we're building the front paws, and it's just easier to do these in mirrors too. Okay. And it's like I said, though, I give you different building strategies, different building techniques. You don't have to follow what I do. Some people do. I mean, that's fine if you do. But you can build these any way you want. I'm not like the other YouTubers. If you don't like my method, there's always another method. There's millions of ways to build a set, you know. So I don't want to say, my way is the correct way. Yeah, that's never going to happen because I always make mistakes in my videos. So just do what works for you. That's all that matters. As long as you're having fun putting these together, that's all that matters. And I had that comment today. Why do I talk too much? Can I speed up the videos? So you know what I'll be making here? I got to spend some time making a video on how to use YouTube. I mean, come on, guys. Right down here, there's a mute button. Over here, you can click the gear and you can speed the video up. It's not that hard. Yeah, I don't get it. But a lot of viewers, though, they're not used to somebody talking to them. They're just here to consume. Here, I want to talk to you. You know, to kind of make it more interactive. It's all about just relaxing and having fun with the set, you know. You know, oh, you've been working on that now for a few weeks now. When are you going to have it done? Well, when I get it done. Why can't you film all these at one time? Since I'm not a filthy rich billionaire, I can't just do that. So I have to do everything here. Like, I'm a one-person team putting this stuff together. Some people don't realize that I'm just doing this stuff as just for fun. If I hired a team and stuff like that, a lot of these videos would be behind a paywall. When somebody complains, I'm starting to use it now. Oh, would you like me to put them behind a paywall? And then I get crickets. It tells me they don't want to have to pay for it. And stuff like this. This is just my knowledge, my stories. I mean, no need to put it behind that. It's just kind of silly. You know. So right now I've been filming now for about 17, 18 minutes. And I'm thinking that we're going to just do the 3 bags here. And then the last sections I'm just going to do 2. So by the end of today, well, I'll have 3 installments filmed. I'm only releasing 1 installment a day. But I think what I'm going to do is just get these done here. Okay, it goes. Just give me a second here. Like that. Yeah, people in my family are making fun of me for watching those cartoons, those anime videos, and I don't care what people think about me anymore. Their opinions mean nothing to me. Why? Because as long as I'm watching something that I enjoy, not too bad. But I'm going to look into getting a comic book. Let's see. You guys call them manga, I call them comic books because I come from a different time. So comic book it is. It sounds more manly. All right. Got to read my comic books. Okay. Okay, so there's a claw that goes in. Let's start with this one first because if you get the other ones, then we're going to have a hard time. So I'm going to put this one in here. Like that. I'm going to do these both right now. Of course, we're messing with the smallest possible parts. Yeah, but our homemade tent worked pretty good. Actually, it worked too good. It was hard to get in and out of, but it worked. So you put them like that there. So at least we had some fun over the week, and it was just relaxing. But that's it. That's all the vacations that we're going to be able to do. You know, I've got to put these tiles on these right here. Let me make sure here. Okay, the round spot goes towards... Okay, it's this right here. Forgot to put those in there. But somebody did say something about I make too many mistakes in these to be watchable. You know, like I said, if I make these full-fledged tutorials, they would be behind a paywall. I just wouldn't have the time to really film them. Something like this. If this was a tutorial, it would be very, very brutal. Okay, we got those done. And let's see here. Then we got to install them. That one goes over there for right now. So this goes, oh, it just goes on the ball joint. So I'm going to put my hand back here. And I'm just going to give that a good shove. Or I may just stick one of these in at a time like that and just hinge the other one in. It's a little stiff, but at least it's, I'd rather have it stiff than be sloppy. Okay, and then this one goes over here. You're really going to have to force them in, so just do one at a time. And there you go. I'm sure that's how it's going to go. Take care of that. And then step 352 is just a mirror of everything. And yeah, so at least now he can reach out and grab something. Okay, now it looks like we're doing the rim of the lower shell. And, well, let's get going with these. Now, I like to get these in other colors other than white for trees. Yeah, pretty much. I got a bunch of stuff I just want to build. I just got to get through the tutorials or the reviews first. I have a bunch of sets that I've been kind of turning down, but it's just been a lot there. And then now we got to build 2 of those. Let me make sure here that I'm not messing up. Okay, making sure. If you think you're going to mess up, just check. It's not that hard, just check. You may mess up, but you don't want to have to do it 20 million times. So we got to make 2 of these. So I hope these videos help somebody out. At least I'm trying to attempt to help you. Yeah, my fingertips are all nasty because I was working in the backyard before we left, and I've been revealing a bunch of sprinkler heads, and boy, the grass is getting green, so that tells me I'm overwatering it, so I need to turn that down a little bit. So check your irrigation system. You never know. And okay, then these go here. I think that's how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to lay flat. You'll know it if it doesn't. And you know, just putting together sets like this is always fun. You know, something different, something to do. Not too bad. And then after that, we put these together. So this sits up like this. What I'm gathering is it sits straight up, because that's what the book shows there. So I'm gathering it's supposed to, because if I do it like this, it's going to sit like that. So I think that's how it goes. Looks like one of those things that goes over you when you're going on a roller coaster. Okay, and then this goes on the back side. Let me get this up here for you. It goes on the back side. Oh, I see where it goes. I thought these were cannons. Those are not water cannons. That's how these are supposed to go on here. Well, that's if I can get them in there. Sorry if my hands are in the way. That's just how it is. Like that. I mean, doesn't say that that's connected to anything, but mine kind of looks like that. So I think we're good there. And of course, if it looks off when we get further down, well, I kept the instructions, so I don't have to worry about it. And that's what we have remaining there for bag 43. Okay, now we're moving on to bag 44, and it's one of the rear paws. Now, I could do 44 and 45 together, but I think just for sake of discussion, let's keep them separate. If LEGO wanted us to mirror, then they would have just put them in one bag. Plus, it's easy to index the video, too. So each bag in this set is about 20 minutes. Okay. I don't know if that went there or there. It doesn't really matter. Okay. Well, because we do the other ones. Let's just get going on. Don't tell me all this is just for one paw. That just, I mean, well, let's just get through the belly aching real quick and be done with it. Now, let me get this over here. Right here's where I'm working at. I want to zoom it in for you. I also did read another comment that I moved the camera around too much. Hey, at least I'm filming something for you. What's that old saying? People complain about the free stuff, but when it becomes paid, they kind of regret it. I was just saying something for that. Hey, it's free. Wait a minute, why am I building two of these? Why am I doing that for? Let's not do that. I don't know what I was thinking there. Take that apart. I'm like, what? I don't need blue, obviously. I notice I'm starting to overflow in brackets like this, so those are good for making vehicles. So I've been hoarding those up. Oh, especially when they're green. That's kind of an odd color to have there in this set. Maybe that's the plant forming and we don't know. All right. And then, all right, let's start with the tile here. So I think I'm going to be keeping you guys and gals in late today. I'm going to try to get through it swiftly through it. Although I'll probably get a comment, "Oh, Jay, you're building way too fast for me." Like how, But I do get that from time to time. Like, Jay, you're building way too fast. I'm like, I'm sorry. All right. Yeah, I've also been parting out a bunch of sets too, like a Mad Dog. There's just so many sets LEGO's been sending me lately that I'm trying to race the clock to get everything just torn apart. Seems like they're sending me more than I can deal with. So I've been turning down sets. Some sets I have no clue what they are until like it's too late, and I'll say like, oh, okay, I just want to cancel it. I already know what it is now. Oh, too late. We've already sent it out. So you get that unwanted toy, that misfit toy from the island of misfit toys. It's like, oh, so it's coming. I'm going to actually have to review it. And I got to make two of these now. It's like, ugh. Hey, I already knew about these sets, so it's not too terribly bad. But I did get a comment. Somebody had asked me, why don't I discuss about like the latest sets that are being leaked out? Well, we're not allowed to talk about leaks until leaked sets are just rumors, and I'm not much into rumors. So if they are leaked, they're leaked. I just don't care to talk about something that may or may not be on the shelf. Once it's confirmed by LEGO, then I don't mind doing it, because then I have it from the horse's mouth. Okay, the set's coming out. Are you all excited? And there goes my voice. Well, I'm going to hate editing this with all the clearing of the throats and stuff. Now, these I needed for a project. Not necessarily in that color, but now I know they exist in dark azure. Good for vehicle parts, so, you know, if you're asking, Jay, where do you get good vehicle parts? You know, just watch videos like this. Some of these pieces are really handy for vehicles. Yeah, do I think a 10-year-old can put this one together if they're disciplined? Yes, it shouldn't be hard. And I think it goes there. I mean, that's the only way it could lock in. Yeah, it's the allergies that's causing my voice to get all crackly. Yeah, it's just how it is. Okay. Now we're moving on to something else. Yeah, there's no way I could have just built a mirror of this. It would just feel like it would just take on forever. When we get this one done, you know, we'll know. I need a 1x2 plate. It's white, so that's obviously why I can't find it. Lego's go-to color. Matter of fact, this car I wanted to build, all the parts I found were in white, and I thought, well, I don't want to build just a plain, boring white car. I want to add some color to it. You know, ooh, we don't want that falling back there. I got to do something about the crack on the back of this table. But I don't want to, you know, make my stuff, okay, we got to have one up there. You know, just bland colors. It's a good prototype color, but when I want to do something like, let's say in red and I only have parts in white, I mean, white it just doesn't have a lot of character to it. So I try to avoid using that color as much as I can. I think that's where that goes. That's where that goes, like that. All right, this must be the other side of it here. Yeah, I got a couple of sets I would love to talk about. They're really good, but I can't mention them. But yeah, if you notice, there's like, I'm going to be missing some videos in a sequence. The reason being is I am reviewing some of the newer sets. And if you notice, there's reruns coming up. That's just because I'm filming new content. The new content's obviously going to override this content here. Because this set I knew was going to take a long time to assemble, and that's how that goes together, like that. Alright, well, let's push that together. Well, nothing bad happened, so that's good. Not too bad there. And then after that, they're using the white outline on these. Do we need two of them? Okay, I see. There's one that goes on both sides, so don't forget about that one there. Yeah. Now it looks like we're turning our attention to the two claws that go in the front. So that actually is a claw there. Yeah. So today, it was a very relaxing day. I mean, work was okay. You know how that goes. Got all my chores done. We're getting ready to hire some new interns, so that's going to be fun. That's just more things that I have to deal with. When somebody says, oh, you're the boss, you don't have to do anything. Oh, I got more than I need to do. Trust me, I got more than I need to do. And we're making two of these. But now it's summer's rolling in. Last couple days it was nice and cool. Well, this week we're going to be hitting in the hundreds again, so that's not fun. So I got my trenches dug for the sprinklers, all that stuff. So Yeah, I'm getting there. And it doesn't matter which way these go in, but they don't really tell you. This one they show like this. So I'm assuming that this one here, and I'll show you the bottom here when I'm done because it would make more sense. Like that. I think that's how that's supposed to go together. It'd be nice if they showed us the bottom. Does it really matter? I think that's the only way they can go in. But I wish they would have showed us the bottom view of that. Would have been really nice. Okay, now we're going to be focusing here. So I'm hoping by the end of, like tonight, for example, before I go to bed, I should have this guy done. You know, just, I want to get it done, out of the way, so we can do some other stuff here. Yeah, but I got to check our local. We actually have an anime shop in town that I may just check and see, but I don't want to walk in there and feel all weird. Oh yeah, I'm looking for a comic book by this. I'm looking for a comic book. The guy's going to look and scratch his head. I got to know the correct name of it. But I don't want to be like, oh yeah, I'm just some middle-aged guy that reads this stuff. Because there's nothing good on TV. And half our TV stations got knocked off the air. I just hope they weren't in some kind of dispute and decided to shut them all down. But a lot of them were shut down, so I think it could have been one of the wildfires close by. It's that season again, so we might not have a lot of television. That's the only sad thing about having the free over-the-air TV. It's a hit or miss. You get what you paid for. And that kind of thing. Alright, so... First I thought I was putting together one of these 4 upsets because we're putting on one piece at a time here. Obviously we're going to be snotting them in. Oh yeah, you need a few of those for a tutorial that's coming up, so scarf them up. Hey, I can leak out my own tutorials, so I can do that. Lego can't get mad at me because those are my creations. And then the ear. We got to listen for the ear. Oh wow, I can't wait. Oh yeah, but I've been working on my avatar, my VTuber thing, my anime figure. And so far, I got him a surfer voice. Like, yo man, what's up, dude? We're going to be building an awesome Lego set today. And, you know, that's how I talked back in the day. But in addition, though, I've decided I'm not doing the short crop. I'm going to just give him some longer hair like what I had back in the day. My curtains, I got it pretty much the way I want it. Maybe some tweaking up to do on it. But right now I'm also learning how to give hair gravity. I don't want it to be like flying all in the wind. All that stuff's like I'm doing bones right now and stuff like that. So I've had some experiences in using Blender, but okay, it goes like that. But it's something at least to do. Okay, that goes there. Okay, well I can't wait to see what this looks like when it's done. But we're not done yet. No, 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 no. We got a long ways to go. But yeah, I've been working on that here. I need to get the voice thing to work, and I may try to take one of these videos one day and just kind of have him in the corner narrating. As far as for sign language, I just know A, B, and C, and that's it. I haven't moved on any further. One of you did mention it's more like a public service than just that. It should be taught in school, but I'm not going to get into the whole thing. It should be. What? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, step 401 is kind of weird. Okay, I was like, how are we going to attach this piece? First, you got to put that one in there first. And then you got to take this cheese slope and stick it in there like that. I was like, wait, what am I missing here? There's something going on. Imagine we're spending almost 20 minutes on this one video. Just this one guy here. Just this one item. It's taken forever. And then this goes here. Now, somebody mentioned about the black colored parts are hard to see. Not a whole lot I can do about it. But in tutorials, though, I'm going to try to avoid using black and just kind of stick with dark gray. But in the building guides, if I need black, they're going to need black in there. Okay. So we got to make 2 of these. But I don't know if I'll ever part this set out or not. I'm probably not going to. I've been parting out a bunch of the friend sets, city sets that I've got over the years. I've been slowly tearing those apart. And then these go here. Kind of crunchy there. It's starting to come apart. Boy, that's a lot of snot there, huh? Snot to blow your nose. We got the 2 yucky sides now. But at least with these type of videos, so I can share my thoughts and opinions with you guys and gals. You know, like this is how I'm going to be doing reviews in the future. You know. Okay, that goes right there. Okay, and then we have a sand green. Haven't placed a parts order yet. I got to get off my rear and do that. Just so I can come up with some more tutorials for you guys and gals. That's where the donations always come in. Okay, because that's okay, it goes like that. So step 407 is just to swing it. And then now we're going to finish up the last part of the skin. Sorry if I'm yawning. I said it's been a very relaxing week. Well, now I'm going to work, so that's not fun. Alrighty. Yeah, I wonder how many people are from here watching my videos from Japan. It's always kind of curious. I could look at analytics. But yeah, the thing good about YouTube is I can talk to you guys and gals from all around the world and stuff. It's not like I'm just stuck here in the States. You know, it's the beauty about all this. I can share my thoughts with other builders that like doing this stuff here. Alright, so what we got to do is we got to stick it right here. I think it goes like that. Like that. That's what I'm gathering. And then you're supposed to hinge it down. Oh, okay, it's supposed to hinge onto that. Okay, that's really in there pretty good. Is that where that's supposed to go? Yeah, looks like it. Looks like we got it there. And then now we need to marry these 2 items together right there. So what does that mean? Well, we're going to have to stick it in the ball joint hole there. Just kind of... Oh, it's already in. Really? I thought I was going to have to fight it. Well, I mean, it's not too bad so far, and this is what we have remaining here. Yeah, but he needs another leg. I mean, we can't just stop right there. We can't leave him in this condition. That wouldn't be appropriate. Alright, slide his 3 legs out of the way. Let's wrap it up with 45. And I want to thank everyone on my main channel and patrons for being contributors. That's always a big help. Why? So we can build multiple legs at one time. That's always a good way to do that. In addition, thank you for checking out my Rebrickable profile and downloading my building guides, because that right there just helps preserve my work even more, because you never know what will happen. And lastly, if you like my content, you like my demeanor, the way I do things, or how sloppy my building style is, feel free to subscribe. It's free, it doesn't cost anything. And if you're like, Jay, I don't like your style, I don't like the way you do stuff, I'm going to unsub. I mean, I don't want to see you go, but that's how it works, you know. I mean, it's got to work both ways. I can't just take it all. That kind of thing. So I'd say we're probably about almost 3/4 done with this. And we're wrapping up the other leg here in bag 45. Now, I could have just done that, but now we have experience here. And we could build this one pretty darn quick, because now I already know how it goes together. Now you see why I didn't want to split this up, because if I did, it's going to be kind of like, why did I split it up here? Whoa, that is... could just go all the way in, huh? I think this thing goes like 200 zoom or something, but... trying to get it to zoom in here. You have to go very slow here. The camera does have a limitation, though. I think you just have to go very slow. Yeah, then... you know, these things have their limitations. You can't make them work all the time. It wouldn't be if I did, you know. Professional camcorder to make YouTube videos. Camera's already paid itself off, so that's good. I'd love to do tutorials with this camera, but I would, like, I'm sitting off to the side. Some of you have noticed that. And yeah, matter of fact, where is my phone at? I'll show you exactly my building spot here. Got to make the video extra long here. Let's see if I can find the phone. You're going to laugh here. I'll go in and insert a picture here of what this looks like. And I'll do it live right now. And this right here is what it looks like. Make sure it's sharp for you here. There we go. When I put the insert up here, right now is where I'll put it in right here. That's what it looks like. I kid you not. You got the big professionals with the fancy basements. Oh, you don't need all that. If you like building stuff, who cares about all that fancy stuff? If you're building in your closet. Most of my Lego is stuffed in a closet, like a bedroom closet. So you don't need to have the fancy Lego room with the undershelf lighting and the fancy LED stuff, and you don't need 20 million tables that are underlit. I would love to have an underlight table in here. I did find one. It was for a couple $100. I don't know what the durability of it would be. You know, could I press down on it when I'm building stuff? I don't know. But I saw it and I thought, oh, I would love to have that, but I don't have the space. But now when you see this video clip, you'll know. When you see it, you're gonna like, oh, Jay, I didn't know you worked. Yeah, and the depth of that is like maybe 30 inches or so, like the size of a width of a door. I don't have a lot, and like my bench here is only 18 by 24 inches. So I've never upgraded. I just don't see the need to. I need to get something bigger, because I'm not really designed for big stuff to build, you know. And so now, if you're watching this, just thinking, Jay, you know, the donations one day will get me. I can get a bigger studio than a bedroom. That means I can do multiple stuff at one time. Would be really nice. But right now, it's in a bedroom right now. That's how it is. With a day bed and a bunch of Lego stuff. You know. But see, with this type of channel here, I can share things. I can talk about certain items. You know, you look at the other guys on here, they don't do that. They don't talk about a lot of this. A lot of them just don't hold a conversation. Like, I'll get questions that you've asked me and they pop in my head. Well, Jay, what's your studio setup like? Well, there it is. Now you know. It's not that big, you know. But here's the thing. You have a very big imagination. You don't need to have a big Lego room. You don't need to have the fancy stuff. The camcorder, the ring light, you know, I need that to show you what I need to build. I have to have the equipment to show you. I can't just plug my brain inside the computer and say, or my imagination say, here, okay, generate these files for me. That won't work. So, trying to get that on there like that. But yeah, it hasn't changed all that much. Now the other place I used when I first started doing all this is on the other side of the room, but there's a lot of personal artifacts on there right now, and I want to take a picture of that. One day I'll clean it off. It's some computer stuff. But I've never changed how I did things in here. I never have. And one time one of my friends is like, what's your filming setup like? I showed him, and he was like, oh, I was expecting it to be professional. I said, dude, if you've watched me as long as you said you have, you know how I'm very informal, unprofessional. I mean, there's no need to do it. Most people are building this stuff on their kitchen table or on a small desk. I mean, I don't need to have a professional workbench. Now in my shop I got 12 feet, so I can do that. Here I only got 2 feet. But it's just, you don't have to have the fancy Lego room to be a Lego creator. But the good thing about having it in a dedicated room, the girlfriend or the wife don't complain about it. It's in here. Okay, now we're going to be focusing on the claws now. And yes, I know some don't like me talking in these a lot, you know, and that's the beauty about doing this, is I can do that. And I can't make everyone happy, so I just do whatever I want to do here. Yeah, I'm just ready for I'm ready for summer to be over. It's already getting too hot outside. It's like getting motivated to do. It's like work. Ugh. Got to drag my buns and get out to the car, go to work. But once I'm there at work, I'm motivated. Then it's like, okay, I got to get home. Well, I'm motivated to get home because I got things waiting for me. Now, somebody asked me, do I watch anime at work? No. No. I got to get work done, or I'd be there watching it, not coming home. That would be very bad. So, very hazardous. So, no, I don't watch cartoons while I'm at work. Now, if I'm there on, let's say, you know, because usually I'll sometimes go work on a holiday. Sometimes it just depends. Then I will do that. But, you know, put some videos on my thing, or just log into my media server. But okay, like that. But I don't. No, I don't. That's something I want to enjoy, not be bothered at work about it. No, I haven't got a haircut yet, but I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I was out in the sun for half the day the other day, and yeah, at least my scalp isn't burned. That's always a good thing. That's always a good thing. Okay, we're still working on claws, by the way. But yeah, I mean, with YouTube and all these other sites, it's just kind of cool that I've talked to people from other parts of the world who are into the same stuff as I am. It's just cool. We're all getting together. Brickboard, you said you're from Australia. Of course, a lot of my viewers are from the States. So it's always kind of cool. But then it's not like we're next door neighbors. We're talking from all around the world here. You know, makes it fun. Imagine 20 years ago, we can only just do text. Well, YouTube was around 20 years ago. It just wasn't like what we have today. Whoops, what am I doing that off video for? So I've been working on those. Boy, that really is kind of zoomed out here. I'm just trying to balance this out for you here. But it's just, you know, how did I put those on there? Okay, I put the clips towards the inside. I think that's, whoa, I think that's how the clips are supposed to go on anyways, like that. I mean, does it fit on the other way? Well, that fell apart, but that's my fault. Could I fit that on there the other way? No, you could, but I wouldn't recommend that, so I think I just keep them like this. Of course, you have the 3D app, it'll tell you how to do it too. Okay, now it looks like we're proceeding on with more of the skin stuff here. Yeah, I just hoping to get some tutorials done here. I got 11 more left to finish up for the year. How do I know how many I have left? I keep a spreadsheet of all the ideas. I keep a spreadsheet of concepts. I keep a spreadsheet of prototypes. I'm doing more digital builds now in terms of prototypes than anything else. So that's how I keep track of all the tutorials. Tutorials are not bad. It's just trying to get, like, there's an idea in my mind. It's just getting it out of my mind into brick form to share it with you. I can't just say, oh look, I'm building a red car in my mind. That's like, what would be the point of that for? So now I try to show that, you know, that kind of thing. It's easier to do it that way anyways. But yeah. One thing I hate about when you go to a restaurant and you get fountain sodas, you're thirsty. I don't drink sodas all that much. I don't like the aftertaste. Like a good soda once in a while, I'm okay if I'm out, but when I'm at home, like, I just barely drink any soda. And no, I don't drink alcohol either, but sodas, it just kind of makes your mouth dry. It's like, yeah. So, but when I was at the mountains, boy, I was just sucking up water like a fish, just slurping that up. Somebody asked and said, Jay, when you're out there surfing, you shouldn't get dehydrated. Well, yeah, you do. You don't drink this. You don't drink the beach water. Even the stuff that comes out of the faucet. Okay. You know, nasty. Beach water is heavily chlorinated anyways. It's like yucky. But that's all you have. Then that's what you do. Well, we're getting there. I don't have a lot of pieces. So we're almost 2/3 done with this set. I'm still working on the first installment, by the way. Well, 16 anyways. I haven't even gotten to anything else yet because of this. Now, like I said, I got some sets coming in. Let's say a set came in right now. I forgot to put in this piece here. Whoopsie. If I got some sets coming in, what I will do is, if let's say I got sets coming in and right in the middle of doing this, I would finish this up. My goal is to finish at least this thing up in the next few days. So that's even better. I just gotta get it done, and I gotta get it out of here, you know, so I can move on to some fun projects, you know, some good old-fashioned summer projects. All right. Yeah, don't forget your clip. You know, but I can't wait though to share my ideas. I got a couple of vehicles. Matter of fact, I got more vehicles now than I can think of to film. So I'm just trying to find stuff that would be interesting for you guys and gals to put together. Right now it's summertime, so I get that. Well, Jay, when are you going to bring out the cars and stuff? You don't bring out cars until May or June. And it's usually one every month from then on out. I don't want to bring out all my good stuff during the winter months, and by the time summer comes around, well, that does not want to go in there. By the time summer comes around, I just don't have nothing for you. All the interesting stuff's been sucked up. So I always do the interesting stuff while everybody's off work. Okay, now we're doing the skin. I think that's what we're working on here. We got to make 2 of these. But yeah, I mean, this is something to do. Like I said, this is the fun part of doing the Lego stuff. It's just assembling and talking to you guys and gals. The boring stuff is editing the video, but I have to share it with you somehow, and the only other way to get it from my mind is to take the footage from the camera and send it over. Okay, and then after we're done with that, just bottom it out like that and just kind of suck that in there. Okay. So there we go with that. Right. In fact, we were supposed to hit the antique shops because I'm always looking for old antiques for the house, just Art Deco type stuff, and I got to cut down on that because my house is looking more and more like a museum than anything else. All these old TVs and appliances. Now, somebody says, yes, I do have a modern flat screen. I don't watch a whole lot of actual television. I mostly now watch online stuff. There's some of my friends that don't even stream. They don't even know how to do it. And I'm like, dude, you're in your 30s or 40s. You should know how to do it. It should be built in. But no, they don't know how to do that because it sounds too hard to stream. Well, I stream because I don't want to have to wait for commercials or wait for something to be done. And what's poking me here? Is that the ghost again? I don't know. But yeah. Just about done here with this installment here. I mean, this is not a bad set. It's just, it's more or less just big. It's just a big model that, I forgot this somewhere. Well, let's take a look here. I did forget. You know what I did? There's something that goes on the back of this. Whoopsie! You know what? I got to go get the parts real quick because we got to do both of those. That's why I save all my parts. Okay. That's the thing. You get into this. Don't toss your parts in your collection because, well, mistakes like that happen. And a big giant YouTuber tells you he doesn't make mistakes, he's lying to you because trust me, he will. Okay, so this goes like that again. And just, and you can see right here, it just kind of sucks right in there. Okay. So now we got to put the toe claw, or whatever it's called, right there. So we got to do that. Just something else that's just going to fall off. So let's get these 2 items together here. Put this one on here first. I want to get him where he can stand up on his own because, you know. And then now, all right, like that. I think that'd be safe. And then this goes right in that hole right there. So let me pop that in there. Should hear the ear. No, I didn't hear the ear. But yeah, I think I messed up there compared to that. Let me make sure. Yeah, son of a gun I did. Well, guess what I'm going to do? Pop that off and switch it. That's why it wouldn't go on very well. And boy, that just disintegrated. That means I got to do that again. That's quite alright if I mess up, because guess what? I'm going to fix it. Some of you said I like the mistakes in these. And don't worry, I'm not going to remove the mistakes. How easy was it to get that done? Now I've got parts falling off now. But now he can stand up. And yeah, these claws here, I wish these would stay just spaced evenly, but there we go. And yeah, it's pretty sturdy. I mean, nothing's fallen off. Make sure I got things sucked in here. Okay, now it's snapped in all the way. And it's pretty stable for what it is. But I think that's where we're going to wrap up here, because I've kept you guys and gals in class too long. Okay, summation of thoughts. And yeah, there was no pieces remaining. It's not too bad. We still got a hole here to finish in the back, so you know what we'll be doing in the next few installments here. And it seems pretty sturdy. I mean, the only thing I've had fall off were these claw pieces in the back, or if I make a mistake, but I'd say this one's still pretty good. I don't think it's warranted to ding off any points. It's not a collaborative build by any means. Almost looks like that turtle thing from Super Mario with this. But we're getting somewhere. I mean, these possibly could stand up by themselves. So I'm thinking in the next build installment here, we're going to be focusing on this back piece here and part of the shell. I don't think I'm going to try to do the whole shell in one sitting because it's pretty complex. And the head is back 49. And I really don't want to, you know, really get into a heavy part of the build. And so I think that's what I'm going to focus on. Let me mark this here. So the score is still at a 7 right now, what I call a firm 7, which is pretty much as low as I can go right now without getting angry at it or anything. But this set here is for your serious Lego builders. This is not for something, you know, like somebody who's going to use this for collecting and stuff. But overall, though, I mean, he's starting to look like something now, but, well, we're still missing some pieces, but tell me what you think.